Yes, sirree. This is Ekadashi, and Krishna makes everything. If you okay, let's go through the history. Just in the April time and May, when it's supposed to be like dry and getting hot, and the wheat's supposed to be drying up, and everybody picks up their wheat and everything, and all of a sudden it's raining. So it isn't raining continuously. It rains one day. The winds come, this is important, this winds come from the south. They don't even know in the weather prediction that it's going to happen. They come from the south, going to the north in the morning. In the evening, the rain comes. That happens every 3 days. It accumulates, comes down every 3 days. Now that's April, and that's May. And then that really gave hard time to the wheat people. So, but everybody was so wonderfully, we were amazed how nice and cool it was. It was in the 80s, maybe 24 centigrade, but 80s. Oh, so just to make everything more appropriate for Ekadashi, especially Nirjala Ekadashi, Krishna cut it off. We haven't had any winds from the south for the last week. And in the last week, it shot up already in 39 or 40. So we're in the hundreds Fahrenheit and like the 40s centigrade, just to make everything nice for Nirjala Ekadashi. And today, yes, we're in the dark. Why? Well, my wonderful inverter this is solar inverter. It was not accepting the signal from the solar, and the electricity of the city is out all day long. So I got no backup, and I hope at least whatever I have right now will continue so we can get to it. So I actually wanted to do this down by the Yamuna Devi, and because I'm going to talk about not this Nirjala Ekadashi, but I'm going to quote from EKΑΔAŠީ SVARUPA DARŠANA. This is actually my good God brother, Prem Parojana, but he says it in such a way. Manifesting through the causeless mercy of Bhakti Bhadav Srila Gurudev, Sriman Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and then in small letters he says, by his disciple. But I think it's just wonderful how he has produced this, and I'm still reading the translation of his Gita Govinda. It's just so beautiful. So here we are, trying to get something done. Something done in this world. I can't even see. I'm in a dark room. The electricity did come on for 5 minutes and went off. But that's not good for anything. So here, I'll try to read here. This is from his book, and it's actually entitled Mohini Ekadashi, and it's quite long, so I will try to do as fast as possible. Mohini Ekadashi, chapter 12. Yes. Those who are doing at Nirjala Ekadashi, they should be very careful. Ekadashis, especially if do Nirjala, they're for detoxification. Detoxification actually can dry up your intestines. If the urine gets a dark yellow, stop it. If it gets black, you're really in trouble. And then the next day, don't eat. It actually really soft things, nothing fried. And there's even some berries here in India, and I don't know the name of them, but they're very good for detoxification. But this is scientific. This isn't fanatic, We aren't fanatic. We know that Krishna wants our body to be detoxed, and this is a day for detoxification. But you have to come out of the detoxification. Not that I'm doing Nirjala, but any Ekadashi is detoxification. But come out of it nicely. Okay, so here we go. Mohini Ekadashi comes during the bright fortnight, the month of Vaishaka. And excuse my pronunciations, I'll try to go as fast as I can, because I'm not a grammar person, I'm more of an engineer. This year, it happens around April. On the most auspicious day, we should follow the limbs of all bhakti in association and guidance of the Guru and the Vaishnavas. By staying in the association of pure devotees, we can automatically follow the limbs of pure bhakti. Whereas, by staying in association of others, we will not be able to follow anything correctly. Mohini can manifest herself in two different forms, or swarups. Okay, now this is setting the platform up. Two different forms, and he's calling it a swarup. Swarup means spiritual. It appears in the the translation here that Brahma manifested the swarup, but this is spiritual. So Mohini can go in two ways. One way to help your bhakti, and the other one to deceive you in your bhakti. So we will mostly go, the one that we'll be talking about right now is the deceiving swarup. The other is the transcendental swarup. Although it's a swarup and it's spiritual, it has manifested like that, as if Brahma has created it. That's AI, boys. Okay, in her transcendental feature, she offers various forms to help all the living entities. But why does she also take the cheating nature? Is this her real nature and all? No, she does not want to cheat anyone, but she will cheat those who try to cheat the Guru and the Vaishnavas. Thus, okay, that's important, those who try to cheat the Guru and the Vaishnavas. They present themselves like Brahmanas, but they're not. Thus, by doing so, the jivas actually only cheat their own selves. She will distance herself, she will distance such jivas from God and herself by supplying them some mundane things only. Okay? Yeah, some mundane things only. I will explain Mohini Murti, deceiving swarup now, and explain the other later. There is history behind this of the deceiving swarup. In the ancient times, there was a saintly king by the name of Rukmangala Maharaj. He would strictly follow Dharma, and for the benefit of his citizens, he would always seek the advice of superior authorities. With the well-being of his citizens in mind, he asked Lord Brahma, what form of Dharma should the jivas follow, by which they will quickly obtain the fruit of their sadhana and make their lives successful? How will they be continuously helped in this way? The jivas follow many forms. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the jivas follow many forms of dharma. On receiving the fruits and the results of the endeavor, the jivas are quick to taste them. But who will always protect and help the jivas in the spiritual life? Who will look after them with love and affection and to help them transcend that of their mothers and thus help them stay always connected? Youngsters disregard even the help of their own mothers. They live separate from the parents and they don't care about them. Hence, Maharaj asked Lord Brahma how should he act. Brahma then replied, I created this world, but only the Lord himself can help the jivas out. For this purpose, he has manifested the deity of Bhakti Janani, that is the mother of all bhakti, in the form of Ekadashi Devi. Anyone who takes the shelter of the lotus feet of the mother of bhakti will duly be helped by her. She will make her dependents qualified to follow bhakti. Therefore, you must follow Ekadashi Devi. To help the jiva, she manifested from the Lord's own form and appears with his 11 senses. Her help far exceeds that of millions of affectionate mothers. This is why they brought to attention that mothers. She is mother of mothers. On Dasami, the day previous to Ekadashi, one must strongly follow the proper rules and regulations. One should talk to those whose association is should not talk to those whose association is unfavorable for bhakti. You should avoid such useless, bogus people and engage yourself in joking around with some bogus dharmas. You must be careful not to entangle yourself in any form of sense gratification and instead only absorb in the memory of the Lord Hari. During the night, on this day, you must make a sankalpa. This is a vow with a mantra. By then, uttering the mantra into the king's ear, and I didn't hear it, so I don't know which mantra he gave him, Lord Brahma arranged for the king to make this sankalpa on Dasami night. On Dasami, the sadhaka should think in this way. Tomorrow's Ekadashi, how can I follow the auspicious day? I must always pray for the help of the Guru Varga, Ekadashi Devi, and also the Lord. Then Maharaj offered his prayers from the night of Dasami until the morning of Ekadashi. On the day of Dasami, an announcement he made to his kingdom that tomorrow, Ekadashi, we are all going to follow the vrat of Ekadashi. Maharaj would patrol his vast kingdom on the day of Dasami and have his sentries broadcast the order of following Ekadashi on the next day. The citizens of his country, whose age is between 8 and 80, in other words, if they're between 8 and 8, if they're before 8 years old, or if they're older than 80 years old, but if they are between those two dates, then they should follow Ekadashi. Those who don't follow Ekadashi themselves either kicked out of my kingdom or sentenced to death. That's pretty strong. I consider those who do not follow these rules and regulations to be my enemies. There is no need for them to live anymore. Okay, now, this is not in Kali Yuga. This is not Dwapara Yuga. This is in other ages. So let's be a little bit calm. In this Kali Yuga, everything's calmed down. Therefore, all the citizens were scared. Regardless of their desire, they diligently followed Ekadashi. By following Ekadashi, they found themselves infused with transcendental strength. Indeed, the energy from the sublime source permeated their bodies. Hence, they found themselves to be very qualified and freed from all sin. They're freed from all sin. Now, what is Yamaraj going to do? By following Ekadashi in a pure way and engaging their senses in the service of the king, service of the Lord, King Rukumangara, along with the citizens of his kingdom, became increasingly happy and so peaceful. They engaged in Hari Bhajan and became free from all faults. They respected the demigods and did not respect or hate anyone. No one criticized another or considered anyone else insignificant. Yeah. In other words, it became very good. No one troubled their neighbor at all. Here we go. As long as we don't understand our faults, we will find faults within others. Who is the best man? Who is the best woman? The best man is he who can see his own faults. He is the acharya. He is qualified. Krishna's mercy is upon him because he is seeing his own faults. But instead of seeing one's own fault, most are only seeing the faults of others. Such people are great troublemakers for the entire world. They are great hypocrites, cheaters, materialists, and so on, are debauchees, because they do not realize their own faults unless and until we realize our shortcomings. We cannot come to the pure path of bhakti, the path of all auspiciousness. Therefore, in the path of Sudha Bhakti, we all need someone who will help us, showing us our faults and our shortcomings. With their help, we should try to correct ourselves. By doing so, we will see that the entire world will be connected. A happy person perceives the whole world as happy, and a sad person always sees sadness around him. The thief thinks himself as a thief. A lusty man thinks himself as the entire world is lusty in his sight. And a greedy man sees only greed within everybody. This is the nature of the enjoyers. They all see their own qualities within their counterparts. So the king and all the citizens of his kingdom faithfully followed the Ekadashi. They became thoroughly cleansed of all their sins. Now what is Yamaraj going to do? As a result of their piety, Chitragupta, he's the one who takes down all the sins. Chitragupta, the karmic accounter of the universe, assistants of Yamaraj, he became unemployed. Now he's unemployed. Then Yamaraj came and asked him, Chitragupta, why are you just sitting around so idle? Why aren't you doing your work? Chitragupta then replied, what need is there for my work anymore? Normally I have to note down all the actions of the conditioned souls and at an hourly basis and write down all their names and all their sins that they've done. But presently no one is performing any action that goes against the injunctions of the scripture. I no longer need my pen at all, my paper, or even my book, because no one is doing anything wrong anymore. They have all followed Ekadashi with their strengthened level senses, 11 senses. They haven't been weak, and they haven't been, weak. And they've never done anything in the wrong way. No one is sinning, and no one is speaking any lies. Instead, all are engaged. Are engaged their senses in the service of Lord Hari. We don't have any other work to do. Everything's gone. I will therefore just throw this record book away, and there is no need to maintain any records of anyone's sins, because no one's sinning, and they have not been entangled in any form or got any misunderstandings or misconceptions. They possess good intelligence by the mercy of Mother Devi, by the mercy of Ekadashi Devi. They sincerely practice the limbs of bhakti and follow God. So how can they enter into this abode of yours? Yamaraj Chitragupta then went to Lord Brahma to put this before him, to consult with the grandsire, Lord Brahma. Yamaraj then told Brahma, this world is a place of death. It is Mrityaloka. It's a place where everyone is ultimately to die. But within this world is a very noble king. Maharaj Rukmaganda. And he is engaged in all his citizens only in the service of Hari. Because of this, no one is collecting any sins at all, and thus our duties of reckoning and punishing the sinful acts, there's no need for us. You had given us the service, but now I find myself deprived of any service at all. There is no more work to be done here. In hell, it's empty. Just by following Ekadashi, all the people have controlled their senses and offered themselves to Lord Hari. Now that they have become Sri Hari's servants, they are not committing any wrongdoings, and they are not cheating others or doing anything outside Dharma. They have become great reservoir of faith and no longer have any lusty bad habits. When thus, oh Brahma, what are you going to do now? Thus, there is no need for us to them, and nobody is coming to hell. Ordinary people will always try to drag others down. They will give bad, advice to the person, and that crosses their way, and thus the path. They pay their own path to hell. But the citizens of this king are practicing in such a way, in such a behavior, that they only have relationship with Lord Hari. Being completely absorbed in the service of the Lord, they had no time to even engage themselves in harmful acts. Hence, how could they go to hell? The demigods, now this is a very important part. The demigods, on the other hand, were very envious of this. Okay? This is where we get into piety and impiety. There's no difference between piety and impiety in certain ways. Okay, the demigods could not tolerate anyone's spiritual advancement. They especially plotted against the servants of Sri Guru and Gauranga, desiring them to fall down. The demigods are also Bhadajivas, conditioned souls, and it is the nature of the conditioned soul to be envious. When the sadhu comes into doing bhajan and the demigods become very restless, they question, why should this sadhu advance? Why should he go on the path of pure bhakti for his spiritual well-being? If he does this, he will actually bypass all of us and become more powerful than us. There it is. Why? Because if somebody does not reach a Mahabhagavat, it's very difficult to get them in bhav, or they wouldn't even be worried about it. But those that practice bhakti, if you just, even if you're getting a person with high qualification, Madhyamadikari, Uttama Madhyamadikari, he still can't give you that lift that puts you in the spiritual realm and gets you out of the material realm. So you may die and you may take over the position of Indra or somebody like that. So they had a way of, doing it. And Srila Prabhupada said, because when you fall asleep during a lecture or anything, know that the demigods, the envious demigods, want you to sleep and not even hear this. So the demigods, they come in the form of like bees, and they put the person to sleep when they're hearing pure Harikatha. Then he will be able to, then this person may be able to control us. We should do something right now, take action. Thus, upon seeing the prosperity of the king and all his citizens, all the demigods came together to make them fall down. Now, I interjected here. This is A.I. Mohini Murti. This can give you a glimpse on the problems with AI. Okay? So this is Mohini, AI Mohini Murti. This is the deceiving Mohini Murti. Okay. After hearing Yamaraj's dilemma, Lord Brahma thought for a while. Then he himself then made a deity, a beautiful lady, and upon bringing the deity to life, okay? Now remember, he is doing this, but she does have a swarup. So her life was in her swarup. But he's bringing it to life. She asked, "What is my duty?" Brahma then said, "I will direct you to a particular hill station. There you can sit near a waterfall and sing so enchantingly. This will attract the king, and when he goes to be with you, you must cheat him in everything." Having received the instructions, thank you very much, Brahma, the deity then went on her way. But, Brahma has a duty to everybody. Brahma named this deity Mohini, but this is the AI cheating, joking Mohini. Then the king was now at an aged king, and he had noticed that his whole kingdom was responsible, always caused. Okay, here we go. And he noticed that his worldly responsibilities always caused so many obstacles in his devotional life. Thus, he handed the responsibilities over to his son, Dharmagata. He said, "I am pleased with you. I know that you will manage the kingdom very nicely and look after the citizens as if they were your own children. I am now above 60 years old, and it's time for me to engage only in bhajan." After announcing his royal position and opulence, renouncing it, then the king traveled to the pure environment, the Himalayas, desiring to concentrate his mind on the lotus feet of Hari. He went past all the ashrams of many rishis and settled in a place called Vamanadev. In the Dharana of Vamanadev. I don't know what a Dharama is. Surrounded by the fresh and tranquil mountains, trees, and ponds, he became easily absorbed in meditation. He also discussed the glories of Ekadashi with Vamanadev himself. Oh my God, Vamanadev himself. Okay, after which the rishis said, "Ekadashi is the highest vrat. It is the topmost. Other vrats are pale in comparison to any Ekadashi. You are very lucky that you have followed the Ekadashi vrat your entire life." As he deepened himself in austerities and spiritual practices, the king was suddenly brought out of his trance by a beautiful sound of a beautiful woman coming from a garden. Mohini had taken up residence there. Enchanting by the beautiful sound, the king became restless. Leaving aside his meditation, goodbye meditation, he went up to the hill station in search of this lady. The melodious voice of this lady, he strongly desired to even see her. Upon discovering her amidst the beautiful landscape, the waterfalls, and the surrounding garden, he was enchanted by her beauty, which enhanced the attractivity and many flowers surrounding her. The sight of this young lady who was worshiping Lord Shiva captured his mind and became the sole focus of his intention. He thus asked her, "Who are you, and what are you doing here?" The lady then cried out, "O king, I am waiting only for you. I am very happy to see you, for Lord Shiva has arranged the association for me. I indeed am very lucky to, if you like, to make me your wife and marry me." The king then said, I I certainly like you, and you are very nice. He forgot all of his meditation, renunciation, and invited the lady. You will come with me to my kingdom now. Yes, I want to go with you. Make me your own, and I will go with you wherever you want me to go. I have no conditions. You should never... I have one condition only. You should never go against my desires. Now, that's pretty a strong one. Just one condition. You have to follow my orders. Okay. I will certainly do whatever you want. So the king easily agreed, and he was completely enchanted by Mohini. He was in moha or illusion. He forgot himself. He forgot everything. And the king sent a message to his son that he was coming, returning back home. Receiving the message, his son dutifully decorated the whole kingdom and making everything very nice to receive his father. He also told the mother queen, my father has married another lady, and it is our dharma to serve her. It is our duty. Upon their arrival, we shall worship Maharaj and also serve his new wife. Now, he's telling his own mother. Okay, so when the king entered his kingdom, he was very happy to see the decorations. Everybody offered him many gifts. Boy, I'm sorry, the electricity hasn't even come on for a second. Offered him many gifts to welcome him and celebrated his return. However, when his younger queen, Mohini, entered into the palace, she did not acknowledge anyone. She ignored everyone. She ignored all the gifts, all the welcoming gestures. She only had her eyes on the king. Then the son told his father, now that you have returned kindly, I will descend from the throne, and you become the king again. I will just step down and again assume my other position. The king then agreed. Okay. And Mohini reminded him of his promise to her that whatever she says, he will do. That he would never do anything against her consent. She sternly told him, if you don't follow my orders, I will leave you at once, and I will reject you completely. Not long after, came the month of Kartik. How do you like this? This is the beautiful month. Kartik came. And as always, the king prepared to follow Kartik Vrat. Mohini, however, told her husband, there is no need to follow any vrats anymore. Your previous wife can do it. Remembering his promise, the king then relented somewhat. Next, Ekadashi then drew near. On Dasami, the son had the servants play the kettle drums and announce the upcoming Ekadashi throughout the whole kingdom. Tomorrow is Ekadashi. Starting from 3 a.m. in the morning, you should follow Ekadashi Vrat. Don't eat any grains, beans, and engage yourself in Krishna, Hari Kirtan, Nam Kirtan, all day long and night, and follow the limbs of bhakti. Yourselves in Hari Kirtan, Hari Seva, Hari Smarna, and perform yajna. This is the order of the king. Mohini then asked, why are they beating these drums? The king replied, well, tomorrow's Ekadashi. You are also going to follow Ekadashi? And then the king said, of course I'm going to follow Ekadashi. And she also probed, you think I should also follow Ekadashi? Definitely you should follow Ekadashi. No, I cannot do so, she said. Why? The king asked. There really is no need for a king or a queen to follow any Ekadashi. Compare it. Just think. It is not part of the regulations mentioned within the scriptures. A woman who is married should never follow Ekadashi. Her vrat is to serve her husband, and only when she becomes old and a widow or something like that should she ever follow Ekadashi. Also, you are the king. You should not follow Ekadashi. Or else, who's in your weakness from fasting? How are you going to defend your subjects? At such a time, any other kingdom may come and conquer in the weak times of all your citizens. Besides, as a king, it is a part of Lord Vishnu. His following of Vrat means disrespecting Lord Vishnu. These are statements from the Smarta Brahmanas. They make statements like this. Okay, so then the king said, don't speak such stupid nonsense. Sorry. Just listen to what I say. Mohini, however, went to order the king, both not only the king but also his son. You should not follow Ekadashi. You should eat grains tomorrow. Then the king, no, this is not possible for us. How can you not follow my words? Now she's saying, how can you not follow my words? You have promised me that you would follow everything I say. If you break your promise, then you will go to hell. The king's still alive. Well, there's no problem with that. Even if it means that I'm going to go to hell, I want to follow my Ekadashi. Now comes the reason this is all given to the Smarta Brahmanas, and they don't observe Ekadashi. Mohini next told the king, if you don't believe me, why don't you call the Brahmanas and ask them their advice? The king must always ask the advice of those who are Brahmanas and act accordingly to their instructions. The king then agreed, okay, call the Brahmanas. After bidding the greeting to the Brahmanas first, Mohini told all the Brahmanas, you should tell the king that he should not follow Ekadashi. Tell him that a married people should not do so, and also that the king who follows Ekadashi, he jeopardizes all the safety of all his kingdom. After making a king weak, and how can he defend his citizens and serve them? Therefore, only widows, old people should do any Ekadashi vrat. Following Mohini's instructions, all the Brahmanas, the Smarta Brahmanas, came before the king and told the king, don't follow Ekadashi tomorrow. Infuriated, really, I'm glad the king's getting mad. Are you really Brahmanas at all? You yourselves do not want to follow Ekadashi. That's what the problem is. And you dare to tell me the same? Because you are deceitful. Well, Yamaraj, here comes a few people for you. Your deceitful nature, you will lose all your powers and mantras and all your Shakti that you say you have. Engaged in the desperate, at the same time, Mohini then cried out, if you don't listen to me, I'm leaving immediately. And you have forgotten all your promises to me. What kind of king are you? In a fit, then she began to leave the palace. But the younger prince, the son, he came up and caught hold of her, saying, oh, my mother, please, don't go. Why are you leaving all of us? Then the elder, who was the mother of the son, the elder queen also came up and said, don't go, my dear, my sister. Don't make our king sad at all. You can take anything you want, but don't force him to abandon his Ekadashi. This is a very bad attitude. The king promised to do so, as I would... now she's talking. Mohini's saying, the king promised me that he would do whatever I told him, and he has broken his promise. He doesn't choose to follow me anymore. The king's wife then requested Mohini and to stay. She said in a sad way, in exchange for the Maharaj following Ekadashi, you may ask anything you want. Just come up with something that will satisfy you. Mohini then said, yes, I will ask for something that will satisfy me. The king must now cut off the head of his own son, and then I will understand that he is truly my follower. He must immediately sever the son's head off son's head off. This shows the intense degree of not following Ekadashi. Then the son immediately brought a sword and gave it to his father. Maharaj, this is good, and that you should follow Ekadashi, follow Dharma. So you just, your devotion of Dharma must be unhindered, even if it means for me to have my head cut off. Today, tomorrow, and the next day I'm going to die anyways. I must leave this body at some day. It is much better that I leave this body for my Dharma's sake. Supporting her son, the king's mother, the son's mother, excuse me, the first queen, also said, yes, there is no harm. Your son is dying for a righteous death. Mohini was very happy about this. The king is an old man, and he'll die pretty soon. And the son was young. So if he would not die, or if he would die, everyone in the kingdom would then stop following this nonsense of Ekadashi. If one person sets an example and strongly follows the rules and regulations, then following his footsteps, everyone will also follow all the rules and regulations. Everyone will act under his guidance. But if a strong person departs, everyone will be free to act as they want to and not follow their Ekadashi. They will eventually become weak and fall prey to enjoyment only. Upon hearing this, Mohini Murti demand, the king thought, and with great anguish, oh my God, how should I follow my Ekadashi? Oh, how can I ever cut the head of my son off? Just in that moment, seated on Garuda, Lord Vishnu came. He got to the point where there was no help for him. Okay, so I'm glad that Lord Vishnu saw mercy. Just in that moment, seated on Garuda, Lord Vishnu came and took away the sword from the king's hands. Yamaraj was there too, Lord Brahma was there, and other demigods also appeared. And a strong earthquake occurred, making Mohini fall down to the ground. She was terrified. What could she do now? Yeah. What can she do now? She's going to plead. I did no wrong. Please forgive me. I did no wrong. Bitterly weeping, then Mohini told the Lord Brahma, you created me, and you sent me for a mission, and I came to check and test the king, devotion and Ekadashi. I wanted to determine if the citizens of the king really follow Ekadashi purely or bhakti alone, or if they were using the holy day for some karmic reactions and wealth and enjoyment, hoping for material fruits and increasing sense gratification. The above is the intention of the smarta brahmana or other followers. For their own pleasure they do things, not for God's pleasure. Back, I wanted to see if the king's followers and the king himself were righteous, firm in belief in Ekadashi. But now that I have been proven wrong, where can I possibly go? Please tell me. Please give me a place of refuge. Then Brahma said, you can go to those brahmanas. This is This is really something else. You can go to the Smartas. Why not? You may go to those brahmanas in the Smarta Marg who, acting against scriptures, wrongly follow Ekadashi on the day that coincides with the Dasami. They make that, they do that on purpose. They will not follow. This is, today, 7th of June, is Nirjala Ekadashi, but it's Nirjala Ekadashi on Dwadasi. A Smarta Brahmin will not follow it on Dwadasi. So, following, it's like, that's all Smarta Brahmins things. Okay. You should also reside in the grains on Ekadashi. So, Mohini takes the position in the grains on Ekadashi. You must make people eat grains on Ekadashi, lose all their piety, and you may use the mohan that I have given you in this way. Seeing how Mohini had bribed the brahmanas, Vishnu then said, "These brahmanas are enjoyers and against the Ekadashi Devi. Hence, they will never get any bhakti. They are smartas, and they will only cheat people. They have no respect. They have no nishtha. Shastra states that one must follow Suddha Ekadashi. Suddha meaning clean Ekadashi. Not that, in other words, if Dasami is still in the morning time when the sun rises, it cannot be followed that day. You have to go to Dwadasi. It has to be perfectly clean. When Ekadashi is not touched by the day of Dasami, if Dasami touches Ekadashi, we must follow a vrat on the day after, and that coincides with Dwadasi. We must follow Ekadashi only when the days are designated in Shastra. Having her cheating nature then revealed, Mohini was very shy and sad. Except for the places Lord Brahma gave her, she can reside, and she would certainly stay there. Afterwards, the king and his son became, the king, Dharma became, his son became the king, and he made sure that everyone in the kingdom would follow Ekadashi. Where did Mohini Muhurti go? She went to the Smarta Brahmanas. The Smarta persuade those that have been following Ekadashi. Now, that is something else. We finally got some light. Oh, I can't even believe it. Oh. I thought I was going to run out of electricity here. Okay, so here we are. Let's see how long it stays on. Okay, so I'll begin that again. Smartas persuade those that have been following Ekadashi for their complete lives and who are ready to follow Ekadashi even to the last moment of their lives to break their Ekadashi vrat. They tell them, you should stop following Ekadashi vrat, you need to follow something else. You may take grains, otherwise you will have to leave your body. Up to this day, the Smartas give instructions which are contrary to the conclusion of the scriptures. This is Mohini's program. But as devotees, we must never give up Ekadashi Devi. We must always follow Ekadashi Devi to the last of the moment of our life. Bhakti Devi, Ekadashi Devi Ki Jai. I hope this video is still going. Okay, now I just wanted to bring up attention. I wanted to do this on the banks of the Yamuna. No electricity, no batteries. And then even my inverter rejects my solar. No battery. So we up until this time, let's see, that's 7:30 at night. All day long until 7:30 at night, we've been in this condition. Thank you very much, Krishna. You must make our vrat stronger. Now, because I'm almost 80, I do take water and I do take some fruits. It's just got to be sensible in this matter. Now, I'm placing Vishnu Priya Gauranga right in front of you. Why? Because Vishnu Priya, she has a very special mantra. You know, everybody has a special mantra. Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya, Clean, Guraya Namaha. And then even if it's Sita and Advaita, Shim, Klim, Sita, Sitanath. So these are very special mantras that, like Brahma puts in the ear of the king, this is very special. But of all the mantras, Vishnu Priya has a very special mantra. Because of this Kali Yuga age, yes, because of this Kali Yuga age, she has a very special mantra. And I don't think I have to put it in somebody's ear to call her Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is her mantra. She is owner of that mantra. In other words, the statement of Gauranga on his trying to convince her that he should leave and take sannyas, he says, if I stay here in Navadvip, people will never follow me and they'll be against me. If I then go and you stay, by your tears, in other words, from separation from Gauranga, just by your tears, you will save everyone. Just by her tears, she will save everyone. She's not giving out mantras. No. She is acting like Radharani in Kurukshetra, asking everybody to please help her take Krishna back to Vrindavan. That's her mood. So, in that case, many people did go see her. And they came back claiming to everybody that their life had been changed and they were now disciples of Vishnu Priya. And nobody went against that. Everybody knew the power of Vishnu Priya's tears. She could give bhakti, and she wants to give bhakti to everyone. So in some way, try to approach her, even just thinking of her as the wife of Mahaprabhu, and try to bring her to some happiness. And the best thing you can do, remember, she is cooking, and as she is cooking, and before she actually cooks, she collects the rice. Now this is, generally speaking, somebody will say, okay, she takes 1 grain of rice and puts it aside for every mantra that she does. But actually, if you look into it, you'll see that it's the pinnacle of the rice. And the pinnacle of the rice has about around 150 to 200 grains on it. So for each time she would chant her mantra, Hare Krishna, she would put this aside. Why? Because when she cooked, after her cooking, she fed those that came to see her. First, they were to eat. She wasn't making all that amount of rice for herself. She was doing this because she was cooking and everybody was visiting, and then she would give it out to the other people. So this rice is very special. If somebody has any knowledge, this rice has no contamination. This rice still is in its form from the plant, and you have to take this rice and beat it so that you can take the shell off of it and cook it. So the beating, she's chanting Hare Krishna. The cooking, she's chanting Hare Krishna. The offering, she's chanting Hare Krishna. And the giving out to everybody else, she's chanting Hare Krishna. So her rice, even if she did a pinnacle each time she chanted a mantra, or whether usually the people say just one grain of rice, it's enough to know she was the cook, she was the person giving out the prasadam, and she only ate after everyone was satisfied. So, incredible austerities. You can read more and more about her. Yeah, but just take a little mercy from her. Yeah. Vishnu Priya Gauranga Ki Jai. I have them in this form because after their marriage, Sanatan Mishra is the father of Vishnu Priya. So after their, and Sanatan Mishra, he was the advisor to the king. So he was a very high elevated person. So after their marriage, they brought the marriage bed over to Nimai's house. And on that marriage bed, they would eat, they would talk, they would perform their leelas. So I felt that this was a very appropriate way, because many times you'll see a murti of Vishnu Priya Gauranga, and then they make Gauranga in a way that he's holding a flute. And that is Leela and Tattva. You can't, you can't start fooling around with it. So in this way, there's no holding of flutes for Gauranga. Yeah, he's not holding his flute. He's in his activities as Gauranga. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. I hope you got something from this reading. This is a book that you can even find on the internet. I'll put the name of the book down. You can get it on. It's only 650 rupees, and I wasn't able to find out if he's got it in the audio yet. But it's an incredible book. This was chapter 12, but it applies to all. And remember, please, if you're going to do Nirjal, do it only in a very healthy way. It is a detox. It's for detoxification, not only sins, but detoxification of the intestines. So the intestines really take a beating. So you have to come back in a very slow way. Dwadasi should be like very careful living. No heavy work or anything like that, and no heavy eating. Like I said, there's berries here in India that you can use, and they even help detox. They help take junk out of your intestines. So I don't know. I can see if I can get the name of the berry and put it in the description. And in that way you can do Nirjala EKADASI in the proper way. Okay. Thank you very much, Krishna. You gave us electricity at the very end of everything. Okay, thank you.